Hey, welcome back to What Elon Said, where we discuss what Elon Musk has said on Twitter, conferences, and also his various interviews. Today's February 19th, 2022. I'm Mark. This is Kevin. And Kevin, what did Elon say over the last day? What's of interest today?
What is of interest? We got a lot of Elon action today on Twitter. Or at least in the last 24 hours of Friday evening and Saturday throughout the day. So let's take a look. We're caught up here to where we left off yesterday. And we got this morning. We reviewed this one yesterday, Wario, right? The little laugh.
Yeah, we went more than that. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 21 hours ago, Elon tweeted, "So amazing that we decompressed from a single cell to over 30 trillion cells." And of course, that got a lot of engagement from some followers here, 12.4 thousand interactions and 156,000 likes. And one of those interactions was from Lex Friedman, a frequent interlocutor with Elon. And he said, "And a nearly infinite number of organisms lived and died to contribute to the genetic code that led to that one cell. We're all programmers developing future life forms together." Actually, let me jump in because I think Lex was replying to something else here. All right, well, let me jump back then. Yeah, so he said, yeah, we're all programmers developing future life forms together. And Elon responded to that and said, "We are a mobile cell colony." Getting deep there about what we're really made up of.
He I don't know if he just thinks of these things or he's always reading or watching interesting nature stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what's interesting is that coincidentally, I was listening to a Lex Friedman interview that was just posted recently with Gary Nolan about, UFOs, aliens, microbiology, immunology, and they touched on some of this actually. So there was a moment where I was listening to the interview thinking, I wonder if Elon was listening to this and that's what triggered this thought and this tweet here. But incredibly thought-provoking, really, if you take a moment and kind of digest it and think through it. It can really get you thinking about what we're made up of, what the stars are made up of, what the universe is made up of, et cetera, et cetera. So,
it's always, deep thought makes you realize, and it's always one of those things of like, how is that possible? How did that happen over time? And
right,
it's like, another one, like how can it be 200 trillion galaxies or something? It's one of those things.
Sometimes numbers are so big it just baffles us, and most folks just I
heard the other day that
want to think about it. And so, what's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one in the odds of being born. I like the odds of being born comment. That's it. That is
right. So Shibatoshi Nakamoto here, the odds of being born are about 1 in 400 trillion. And Elon responded to that with, "Lucky bastards we are."
Yes.
I'm trying to find the Lex Friedman one in the list here. So I know that it was under there, but
you might have to go back to
Yep. So
there.
Here we are. But so some deep thoughts with Elon on a Friday night. All right, next up is Ryan Zahori said 10 minutes after the new Santa Monica Superchargers opened and they're already almost full. Mind blown emoji. Tagged Elon Musk in it. And Elon responded with, "And a futuristic diner/drive-in theater planned for Hollywood area. And of course, you can pay in Doge."
Where do these things come from? It's like,
I don't know, but I thought this was a cool picture. All these
Yes.
Teslas lined up at the Supercharger.
That is very cool.
like
Well spaced
Lexus
apart.
sign over here, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, that's funny. And this
I
guy's
don't know, but you kind of could picture a little like futuristic diner here.
yeah. I don't know if he's serious, but I'd fly out just to watch go to
I
that.
would too. I would too. And he makes other reference to it
Yeah.
further up as well here a
Well, then
little
he said you
later
could
on.
pay in Doge below it, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
of course.
Of course.
Um, yeah, so Holmar's catalog here said, friends and followers, I would not lie to you. I'm not trying to trick you to make money on stonks or something. My life is software, and everything I know is telling me FSD beta will be 10 times bigger than Model 3 was. And even Tesla bulls just don't get it. So I know Elon replied to this. Oh, there's a little bit more here from
Oh,
Holmars.
he had a whole
Yeah.
thread.
I'll jump down. Well, let's see. There are many risks involved, but what we have here with the 4 factories, new battery architecture, and the AI efforts is something that I believe will reshape the whole world profoundly. We're talking about a world where transportation costs so little it is essentially free, and where 90% plus of the pollution from road traffic is eliminated. It will create an economic boom, and perfecting that system will give us AI tools to change the world in other ways. Notice how the whole industry smears Tesla, but then they're racing to follow their vision. It's not even about Elon Musk anymore. The course of the entire industry has shifted. All cars will be electric and autonomous. Think about what that means. And Elon responded, indeed.
Indeed. Is I gotta ask you, I mean, honestly, at this point, is the industry really smearing Tesla? I think it's more reporters and everyone. I don't know if the automotive industry is smearing him.
Well, I mean, they're putting out ads, right? Like in the Super Bowl ads that we talked about.
They are. That's right. They're saying no moonshots or no Mars
yeah.
probes.
And I want to say Holmar's someone posted on Twitter a bunch of billboards actually that refer to Elon. So like it is like every car company is referring to Elon in some form or fashion, trying to link them to Tesla because they know that the brand reputation that they have. And that so they're either trying to smear them or link them to them as if they're, you know, doing the same thing or doing it better.
So funny.
It's
and it's like free
very
ads
obvious too to the consumers, I believe.
I think so. I read in Wall Street Journal today they had they reviewed the Mach E that just came out.
The Ford,
yeah,
Mustang.
yes, the Mustang, and they said, you know, and they said it was good, but like he's like it just is not definitely not as good as the Model Y. Like he's like, so why in the article he said, so why would you buy this over the Y?
Yeah, I mean, I
think look at the specs.
The only reason would be now we're like getting to a point where, well, I can't get a Y for like 2 years now, and I need a car. You know, so maybe then you'd pick up something different if you really want an electric car. Or, you know, you're a diehard Ford fan and you're just always owned Fords for generations, and I'm not going to break that chain. Or, you know, my daddy owns a dealership. Right.
Yeah, so I have that's a small group. Yeah.
And the smearing, right? Also, you mentioned that the media is smearing and or commenting. It's not the car companies. It's like both, because they're so linked, historically linked together, you know, with marketing and dealerships and even like parts and vendors and mechanics and all that. Like it is just disrupting the entire status quo of the industry.
It is. And the advertising in the papers, Tesla's not advertising, but the others are. Like online, and like, digital
as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about what a large part of every one of our lives in a first world country that personal car ownership and transportation plays in our lives. You know, from car payments that we're often locked into for years and years, to maintenance, scheduling, to the whole experience of like negotiating cars and all that. And then or
Insurance.
car prices and whatnot.
Yep. It's many industries touching it.
To also, not to mention, daily usage of the car and fuel stations.
Parking lots.
Yeah.
It's
it is
transformative.
It does start to boggle the mind in a deep way, like our what we're made of type of way. Okay, and so in a response to this thread as well, folks are always throwing in other questions for Elon in other tweets, hoping that he'll respond. But we have Noah Webb here with a Canadian flag saying FSD still on track for Canada in February, and Elon responds and says yes. That's it, just simple yes.
Oh, excellent.
All right. Let's see here. It seems like we bounce around a little bit, but we have, okay, Gail Alfar says, wow, Elon Musk, Model Y coming out of Giga Texas looks so amazing. Do y'all have a date for the Gigafest yet? So this is related to the Gigafest that Elon said that they would do for the opening of Austin, that they did one in Berlin, and everyone in the US was like, man, I can't wait for Austin. It's going to be epic. It'll be even bigger and better than the one in Berlin, which was pretty darn epic, I thought, just from seeing
especially
secondhand videos.
Austin being Silicon Valley South now, there's going to be so many people there.
Yeah, it'll be like South by Southwest, right?
That's right.
And so Elon
right around the time of it. Oh no, yeah, it's right.
Well, he responds and says April 1st, and then he responded again and said actually April 7th. That's not on the screen here, but we'll get to it. But then Zach at BLK MDL3 says, will invites be sent out? And Elon says yes. So who got a lot of excited Tesla Twitter fans going today.
Every day. Something going
on. So I don't know, man. Might need a venture over for that one. I miss Berlin, but that could be a good road trip. Maybe I'll meet you over there and we'll road trip over.
That's right. That would be good.
So here we go. So he says actually April 7th, which made me wonder, did he just like, you know what? It's about time. Let's do it April 1st. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I got something going on that day. Let's do April 7th. Like maybe he referenced his calendar and was like, ooh, I can't do it that day. All right. Change it to April 7th.
Too funny.
Yeah. Okay, so next up we have a tweet from John Carmack. The old guard launch companies are on no trajectory to catch up to SpaceX. Continued denial is likely behavior, but it would be fun if they accepted it and took a hard turn away from conventional and tried some crazy Plan C behavior. Rotovaders, SSTOs, heck, Space Orion maybe. Space Orion. What's that mean? Space Orion. You would know that. I feel like you would know, Mark. Space Orion.
Orion. Yeah. Well, Orion was rocket. I don't know if the Space Orion, like blank, maybe means space, like you put your name in it, like Tesla, SpaceX Orion. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Paraphrasing Jerry Pornell, a herd of charging dinosaurs could be quite impressive. And Elon replies and says,
trying, he says.
What? Are they even trying? Yeah.
He said, are they even trying?
Yeah. Are they even trying? He responds, and then just lays it out there. SpaceX's goal is to make life multiplanetary, whereas their goal is to put a handful of satellites in orbit. Right. So just differentiating with a somewhat larger vision for SpaceX. And, I think most employees are behind that mission and feel that it is an authentically held goal of the creator of the company, the CEO. And they get behind him.
Yeah. It's
So
it
big
is night and day.
ambitions. I
That's
think
right.
big ambitions attract the best talent. And, I think that's part of why SpaceX is just so much further ahead now
Yeah, and
in
like
the
they
space
just
race.
have that, as as we talked about the other day, they're always that big objective of multi-planetary species before the world ends
Yeah.
is like a crisis, perpetual crisis mode, which I don't think the other companies have. They
Yeah.
have, bureaucratic mode.
Very much so. And a lot of like government contracts and vendors galore.
Yes.
And just the pace of manufacturing, let alone like innovation, is very slow. Okay, let's keep rolling here. We got a Nope Wario. So we got a deleted tweet, Mark. We were too slow for this one. We got a deleted
Wow.
tweet, but
Okay.
I think I found it. But we have Tesla Silicon Valley replying to a deleted tweet from Elon that says, "Was this yours?" And he says, "Nope, Wario." I think if you go down a little bit, you can find someone post it and says, this is Rosie here down in the comments, says, "To all wondering what this Wario is about, it was this term paper that Elon deleted it." And it is really funny. I don't know why he deleted it because it doesn't
Like
seem as offensive. I'm
his
wondering.
term paper.
It's called Mario the Idea versus Mario the Man. And it is a 3-paragraph essay about Mario. And it's got some edits to it, as if it was turned in as a term paper and the teacher gave it back with some recommendations. It's really great. If you get a chance to read it, we're not going to go over it all here,
Yeah.
but I guess that was what he posted. My guess here is that he didn't create that and then he posted it as if maybe it seemed like it was his own. But I don't know. He brought up Wario again, which was just great. All right, so we got Dominique Samuels says, "Elon Musk, please speak on the Freedom Convoy. Help the truckers." And he just says, "I wish I could help. At this point, it seems that voting at the next election is a remedy." So again, his messages are pretty consistent, aren't they? I mean, he throws some curveballs out there, but
Yes, he comments on it. He won't stop commenting on it, and also he's consistent. He keeps saying, "Just vote,"
Yeah.
which is a peaceful response. He just says, just vote out the people you don't like. That's causing everyone to protest.
Yeah, I get the feeling that he believes wholeheartedly in democracy and the democratic system. And I think is trusting that it is run appropriately, or that elections are truthful, or at least he's hopeful, right? So
That's right.
he's just saying,
at least in
hey,
Canada.
vote. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so here we are. We're back to the earlier comments about the cells, and we have Bill Lee here at West Coast Bill saying, "And the best is yet to come. # Team Humanity." And Elon says, "Team Humanity." It's like a confirmation. So hey, positivity, love it. It's good stuff. All right, a couple more retweets here and comments.
Yeah.
He retweeted a SpaceX, what looks like a drone orbital shot here of the Starship landing pad or launching pad.
Destacking. It says the destacking of the Starship.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but it's just the chopstick arms holding Starship, and then the booster on its stand there. But it's just rooming around Boca Chica there at Starbase.
Nice view.
Yeah, very cool. Man, and just really shows the size of it. Every time I see Starship, I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. That's really cool. The ocean in the background.
And there's nothing else. Looks like there's nothing else built around.
Yeah,
It's just
I've
you
looked
got
at
the
some
ocean, you got
satellite.
some marshland.
Yeah, I've looked at some satellite views of Starbase, and yeah, it's pretty remote.
Yeah.
All right, and then last response we have here. He's responding to a tweet by Pranay Pathole. SpaceX is single-handedly making humans incredibly excited about the future. Right, another point of SpaceX: make life multiplanetary, human life multiplanetary, and make the future exciting.
Yes.
And
Is this the guy he sent out in the space, Starman?
oh yeah, right. Oh yeah. Don't panic. They're on the dashboard.
Yes, don't panic,
Yep.
isn't there? Yeah.
Yep. That's really cool drawing there. I love it, man. I gotta get some stuff like that to put on my walls. I got a very bland wall today.
I put myself on mute somehow. Hold on, I have to answer a call.
Okay, but I'll just keep talking here.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello?
you're here.
Hello.
This is
Hello?
interesting commentary here. I can hear you.
Yes. Yes. Hey, Dylan.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, my things.
Okay, I muted Mark. All right, and Elon's commenting saying we have a very talented team. So another thing that I think we both love about Elon, always recognizing the team and giving his appreciation. So we'll go over to the likes. There's a few new likes. I think we ended there yesterday. So he did like the comment about the new Supercharger station. So here we go. I think Mark's off the phone now. There you go.
Sorry
I think
about
I can
that.
hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, I see the mute button here. I didn't. I should have pushed that before.
Yeah, it's okay. I
Lesson
muted
learned.
you. It's all right. We're all good. We can edit it out.
Yes. Yes.
Who cares? I'm not editing it out. We're just rolling with this. We're on to likes now. So we got Zach again commenting about the Supercharger in Santa Monica, and he liked that. So
Oh
cool
yeah.
picture.
Okay.
Marge at Manic
I wonder
Marge.
if that's Oh, just one thing back to the Supercharger again.
Okay.
So this is highlight. I don't know the story behind this, but is this like a model for how they're going to roll them out in different locations?
I know he's certainly talked about that before.
Yeah.
That they would maybe even have like a Tesla restaurant.
Yeah.
Something like that down in Starbase, I believe. But I don't know. I mean, I could see it. It's just like it's kind of at this point, like, I don't know, do we bite off more than we can chew and start, like it's like we were just talking about, the possibilities are endless. I mean, you could have an entire Tesla country or world.
That's right.
I mean, if no one else, it's like, it's almost like they're saying, look, we're doing this. So like there's opportunities here, but like if no one else is gonna do it, then we'll just keep going.
Yes.
So join us or become the dinosaur.
You're in or you're out.
Yeah. And so here's just another thing. I didn't read this article, but Tesla Supercharger stop with futuristic diner and drive-in theater planned for the Hollywood area. Will accept
it is
Doge.
real. I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah. So Manic Marge here.
We have a lot of road trips. We have the
absolutely
Gigafest, diner and drive-in, SpaceX launches.
Yep. I'd like to get to Berlin at some point.
Yes.
Check that out, and then
we'll drive a car back.
Right.
Yes.
Hitch the barge over. It's got to be right-hand wheel though. Right-hand drive or right wheel drive. All right. Yeah, so let's jump to this one. I've always thought that the fundamental good of Tesla should be measured by the number of years by which it accelerates the transition to sustainable transport and energy. There you go. And then just some fun pictures with dogs and cars and frunk puppies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool shot. Look at
That is.
that. Nice. So gotta love the cute dog pics. Tesla's always been a fan. All right, let's see this. This is Trevor Mallman reflecting on an awesome week of photography in South Texas. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Little pun.
Man, one thing I love about Starbase too is it's just attracting so many like artists and photographers in particular that are catching these amazing visuals of what is going on down there and the launches and the progress.
It's exciting.
Like
it's like the Apollo missions all over
yeah.
again. Everyone's like has enthusiastic. You
Yeah,
feel like
it's
looking at that is looking at promise of the future.
Mhm.
You know, it's like positive forward thinking when you see that.
Yeah, it's it's going to be an exciting future, right? I think the people that find the appeal in it feel that way and feel that this is providing like optimism and hope and excitement in their life.
Yeah,
which is, hey, that was part of the point and something that Elon says often. All right, so Science Girl says, in the land of fire and ice, these huge pillars tower like a temple to the brute force that forged it, a Parthenon born from ancient volcanoes. These columns are basalt. They were pushed through fissures in the earth as lava millions of years ago. This is in Iceland, I believe. Really cool shot, but like yeah, it's beautiful. And then there's a Wikipedia link. So
all right, there you go. Another road trip. We got
yeah. I mean, it reminds me a bit of Giant's Causeway up in the north of Ireland. I think it is in Northern Ireland. So
that sounds pretty cool.
I got to get there too. It looks a lot like this. These broken up stones. It look kind of like pillars.
That sounds pretty cool. I thought you were gonna say it reminds you of a scene out of Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah, that too. Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park, something like that. All right, a couple more here. This is a great one. Massimo says, on October 9th, 1903, a New York Times editorial followed the ignominious failure of a government-sponsored flying machine, commenting that man won't fly for 1 million years. The Wright brothers made their first powered flight 9 weeks later. And here in this clip taken from the article, it might be assumed that the flying machine, which will really fly, might be evolved by the combined and continuous efforts of mathematicians and mechanicians. Okay, I'm mechanics. All right, I just monitor. In from 1 million to 10 million years.
Wow.
Yeah, I think some people would say that about FSD, about getting to Mars, about building any sort of civilization there. So
boring tunnel
to other continents. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, we got another of Whole Mars catalog. We got Tesla engineers their vehicles to be the safest in the world. Like that. An often commented aspect of Tesla, especially in relation to their marketing and lack of PR, and that they just don't get enough credit for this, how safe their cars are, and it's just because it's not really publicized that much outside of Twitter. And
yes,
Twitter
outside of our small closed environment here.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
safety. It is very safe. That is not a feature that is not normally touted in any way.
Right. And it's it seems like a #1 priority for them.
I always think of I wonder how it stacks up. They always say, like Volvo is the safest.
Right.
Is it safer than that, or probably more, has more sensors?
Yep.
Full self-driving really is more safer when you think about it. So
the #1 rule of the self-driving computer: do not crash.
Do not crash. There you go.
I mean, this is why I do not understand any sort of pushback. Okay, I understand it from their competition, right? And people associated with the competition, or, short investors or whatnot. But the government itself, I cannot wrap my head around. This is a technology that would put you in a place of leadership as a country, as well as protecting your society, the people within your society, your country.
Yeah.
So I can't understand why it's not a priority for the government to be developing this technology itself and or partnering with leaders within this technology. And maybe they are, but it certainly doesn't feel very prioritized.
No, that does not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. I just take the other point of view in some small way. There's pushback on full self-driving, but at the same time, it's still legal, and some states are really pushing it. So I think they sort of know and they're supporting it, but at the same time, they have to say we must make this very safe first. But they're allowing it, so they kind of know it's okay.
Yeah, it almost. Could you say the same thing about cryptocurrency? Not quite banned yet.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I mean, that maybe they're being tested. They're like, we like freedom here.
Yeah.
But gosh, this is really testing the limits of our control.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's two themes, right, or narratives. And one is that, it's just a technology, it's another function of the car, and there's not a focus on safety. Like, it's something that's cool, but man, think about how scary that could be if the car takes over and drives me off a cliff.
Yes.
I think the second layer of the onion, for those that start digging into it, start to understand the opportunity for safety associated with it. And it just is, it's kind of pushing back against, like we were saying earlier, just how much we use, or how much personal transportation is a part of our day-to-day lives. And this is going to change all of that, how we function in that manner. And so it's hard to wrap our head around, and to some extent scary, because change is scary. So I think the pushback is mostly emotional, without thinking through the real positive safety opportunities that it could potentially afford.
That's right.
And I will say it again, my analogy that I always come back to is, okay, if you had your own brain, if you were told, hey, I have a moderately difficult math problem for you to solve, and if you get it wrong, I'll either really hurt you, permanently damage your legs or some part of your body, or potentially kill you.
Yes.
If you get it right, you'll be fine. And so I'm going to let you either choose a calculator. You can either use a calculator or not use one.
You're right.
So,
that's great. That's true.
I don't know a single person who would not use the calculator.
Yes. And 50 years from now, people will be like, oh, I'm not going to get in a car where the computer's not driving it. I know.
And they'll also say, I cannot believe that generations ago, not so long ago, they let people drive around these 2,000-pound missiles,
Yes,
at each other, and they were killing each other all over the place.
They were killing it. It was so dangerous. They had to have the drinking age be 21.
Yeah, and some people would go to a bar all day and then get in this thing and drive around, and you can really imagine future generations thinking this.
It's true.
So I think it's just dependent on. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say, back then it had 50% of all police spent all their time just waiting for cars to go by and give them tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck, I don't know. You could put some government revenue off of the balance sheet too, because there won't be really any tickets anymore, will there? Speeding tickets.
Most police departments will not. For most towns, that's a big source of revenue, is tickets. They're going to lose all that, but at the same time, they won't have to have as many policemen, so it'll balance out.
Yeah. And maybe you won't need parking tickets either, because we won't need all these parking lots.
You won't. Yes, it's true.
Yeah. Well, you can tell we're both optimistic. Who knows what the timeline will be, but I think it's moving faster than we believe it's moving. It seems slow. It seems like a bit of a slow moving train while you're in it. But I think with some perspective, which we'll have in time, we'll look back and be like, whoa, that happened pretty fast.
And you're starting to see get a sense of how fast it's moving. Like how the scale shifted by how AI is causing breakthroughs everywhere, every day now. Like I don't know if you saw it yesterday or the day before, DeepMind was applied to a nuclear fusion reactor. Really trying to get that working. And by having the algorithm control the flow, they were able to solve tons of problems by applying DeepMind to it. So
amazing.
It's advancing. The AI,
it's going to just make so many traditional operations so much more efficient, right? And I know a lot of people are afraid of AI displacing jobs, but focuses will transition, will change, and new jobs will be made, and education will change to be applicable to these new jobs, and it's all going to be fine.
Usually new jobs are created, supposedly. It's always happened in the past.
Yeah,
but I mean,
agriculture to manufacturing, the technology.
Yeah. I mean, those two examples we just gave. The self-driving car will definitely displace a lot of jobs, but on the other hand, it'll reduce deaths, of course, and it'll drastically reduce the cost of transportation. So that's one huge expense most households won't have anymore. And on the other end, nuclear fusion will drastically reduce the cost of energy. So those are just two of the big expenses, probably the two biggest expenses everyone has each month outside of housing, that will virtually go away. So the cost of living theoretically will go way down with these things, so people won't have to earn as much. In a utopian example, I don't know. Seems like another expense always replaces it, but at least those will be gone.
Yeah. Well, I guess the expense associated with NFTs and other online collectibles will replace some of our needs, right? Yeah. As essential need costs go down, we replace them with more pleasurable things that we seek out.
That's right.
We seem to have a way to spend the money and the resources one way or another.
Somehow.
We figure it out. It's out of just pure boredom, if nothing else.
Yes. I need a spaceship, and I need one tomorrow.
And just think of the opportunities on Mars too. We got to build out a city there. So hopefully in the coming decades. All right, I think we're pretty much caught up there. It was a busy 24 hours for Friday night and Saturday. So we'll see what the next day holds for us. And if it's minimal, then I think we should just reconnect on Monday. And if there's a lot of action, then we'll try and touch base tomorrow.
I agree. So it's a little later on Saturday, so we might, reconnect on Monday at our usual time.
All right. So that'll wrap it up for today, February 19th. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and hopefully you liked this video and found it enjoyable. Excellent. And we'll connect tomorrow or Monday for more of what Elon said.
We'll see you then.